Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being here and doing what you said you would. Before we get started, I have two requests. The first one is that you would just bring to mind what it is that you would like to see more of in your life. What are your dreams? Even if they are a little dusty, you haven't thought about them for a while, life can be busy. Take a moment right now, and I will give you that to really be clear about where it is that you're going. Got it? Awesome. All right, the second request is that at the end of this, you would give the person who invited you here a simple yes, this is for me, I'd like to get started, or no, it's not my deal. Either way, we will completely respect your decision, and we can therefore cut out the text relay and the phone tag and save us all some time. Is that something that you each feel comfortable doing, saying yes or no? Okay, great. So I'm going to jump right in, and I'm going to start my timer here because I want to be very aware of the time and respect each of your time. And I'm going to cover three things today. The first will be the plan. The second is health and the science that we're based on as a company. And then the third is how we make money and make this work for us as a business. All right, so the plan goes something like this. Okay, and let me know if you guys can. Okay, so I'm going to draw a basic timeline here for you guys. This line represents life. Now we all are born and at a certain point check out, right? So for the first, on average, 20 years of our life, we're learning. We're going to school, we're getting our education, and we're figuring out how this thing called life works. Now, a lot of us enter into our career path around age 20. And we work, go to work, get paid, go to work, get paid, don't go to work, don't get paid, type deal for about 50 years. And this, guys, is how I've known it. This is how my parents, my grandparents, and everybody I really have looked up to in my life has lived their life. And there's nothing wrong with this. This is, something that works for a lot of people. And you get to the end of this 50 years, and if you have used this time wisely, if you've worked it wisely, if there hasn't been a huge economic crash, if you put away 20% savings every year, hopefully at the end of this year you'll get to live. All right, so for about 5 to 6 years, you get to go on those vacations, travel with your family, spend time learning a new language or writing a book, or just being at your home and enjoying the atmosphere that you have in that still place. Whatever it is, you get to finally do it here. And again, this plan works for some people. But when a mentor of mine pointed this out, I looked at it, and honestly, it opened my eyes in a huge way, because when I looked at where I wanted to go in life and what my dreams were, what my goals were for my family and I, this was not what I had in mind. I had a much different vision. So would it be okay with you if I shared a different timeline? Great. I was also curious. Is there another way? Because when I close my eyes and think of what I want to accomplish in this life, I'm not 70 years old. My kids are not 50. Are you kidding me? No. We are doing things in the very present and near future. So I'm going to keep everything pretty much the same here. You know, we're born at a certain point, we all check out. But after that, you know, general 20 years of learning, what if we could find a way that rather than utilizing linear income, which is where you trade your time for money, time, our most valuable asset really, for something, money, that we all need, rather than doing that, utilizing residual income and hustle instead of 50 years for 2 to 3, right in here, I'll just say 3, okay? And rather than working for 50 years, we would just focus our time and our efforts on building a business for 3 to 5 years. And then what happens? Well, we have all of this time, guys, to live. And we have that 2 to 3 years under our belt where we built a residual income that's supporting this. I don't know about you, but when I took a look at that, I was completely intrigued. And what if your life could look like this? But it sounds a little too good to be true, right? How would the average person make this happen? I'm not Bill Gates. Well, let's look at that. The model that whoever brought you here today, myself, and a lot of people that we're working with have chosen to use is network marketing. Now, there's a lot of different ways to create a big business. You can be a genius. You can know a lot of people. A big business is defined by a company, that has 500 people or more as employees. But a lot of us don't have all of that knowledge or money or people to begin with to work for us. So network marketing offers 3 main things to the average person. Not include, it doesn't depend on their race, their sex, their education, backgrounds, their age, really. It's open to everybody. It's an even playing field. And what it offers is residual income. It's the mailbox money, guys. It comes whether you're working it, whether you're in that system, going to work, getting paid, or not. It also allows you to take some huge tax breaks. In fact, a mentor of ours, Danny Bodkin, used to be a CPA and worked for the IRS. He is now a counselor and consultant for small business owners. And he says that every employee should have a small business for the tax breaks alone. They're huge. It essentially pays for itself. And the third big advantage of network marketing is that your business is an asset that you can either sell or pass down to your kids and grandkids and essentially create generational wealth so that this way of living could be an option for them as well. And again, I just ask you, what if your life could look like this? What if you could turn the tables a bit? What would that allow for you and your family? All right. None of us can make a decision for you. And again, these 2 timelines, so many people fall into the first one and it works. And it's just up to us to decide whether or not our goals are going to be met by the first or the second. All right, the second topic that we want to cover today that we are all very excited about to share with you is going to be about our products and the scientific discovery behind our products. Now, I'm going to preface this with the fact that we are talking, I'm going to say it again, about a scientific breakthrough. And so when I am going to be covering this using about 15 minutes of time, I'm just going to do my best to whet your appetite, give you the tip of the iceberg in a general sense so that you can find the details that you would like to learn more about. And so please write your questions down as we go, and we would be happy to address those at the end and or connect you with resources that will answer those questions. Okay, so I'm going to start with a story. It all started back in 2003. A world-renowned scientist was studying the body, cells, proteins, and DNA, and trying to find a way to reduce the effects of aging. Well, after years and years of hard labor and work, he found a combination of 5 herbs. It was food, guys, but this special combination, different amounts of each ingredient combined synergistically affected our bodies in a very positive way. This was a huge breakthrough, and he wrote an article about it, which was then published in the Wall Street Journal. At this time, it got a whole lot of attention, including ABC, the TV network that got a hold of this. Well, they saw this as an opportunity to spread some really great news for everybody, or dig up some dirt, create some drama, and create a great TV episode, which at the time they were doing the investigative report. So they contacted the scientist going by the name of Dr. Joe McCord and asked him if they could conduct a study to find out if this was true, if his claims were true. And McCord and his small biotech team welcomed them with open arms. John Quinones went in and he tried the product, really put it to the test. They drew his blood and found out if this combination of 5 herbs was really going to meet its claim. I am actually going to now share with you that original clip that aired on prime time back in 2005. And the reason I'm going to do that is for 2 reasons. First, this will give you, the idea of this technology in a nutshell, but it will also share with you a bit of the story that really got this ball rolling for our company and what we now are. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and I will be sharing just a couple minutes of this clip. If you would like to see the entire thing, please let the person who invited you know, and they can get you the link.
The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. The result? Oxidative stress. We all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes 2 antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells.
So, Doctor, how often do I take these?
And so, here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment.
Doesn't taste bad.
It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation decreases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not in itself a disease, but it's something that accompanies and is attached to many disease processes. So you can see the age-related.
Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. But in Dr. McCord's tests, taking just one pill of protandem a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old.
They all are reduced to the level of oxidative stress that one would expect, frankly, in a newborn or a very young child.
High oxidative.
Okay. Wow. So when I first saw that, it didn't quite sink in. I don't know if you have more of a scientific mind than I do. And I apologize, my screen share is not wanting to go away. There we go. Okay, so basically, I don't know if you caught it in there, but the claim that Dr. Joe McCord was making was that this little yellow pill could reduce the levels of oxidative stress by an average of 40% in 30 days. Now, I want to show you something, and I wrote this out while that clip was playing because it takes a while to write. So this number up on top here, any idea what this number is, by the way? It's okay. I didn't know either. It's 300 sextillion. And this represents or is the amount of free radicals that our bodies deal with on a daily basis. So you look at blueberries. They're said to be great and very high in antioxidants, right? Well, per serving, roughly, you'll get 8,000 antioxidants. And they work on a 1-to-1 ratio. So 8,000 antioxidants will take out 8,000 free radicals. Or you could get acai berries and they take out roughly 10,000. So, okay, it's kind of like a Dixie cup of water being thrown on a forest fire, right? Well, what we have here with protandem was allowing our bodies to fight off that free radical damage at 1 million per second per cell rate. So would you rather have your body creating something that could, or naturally creating something that could fight off 1 million free radicals per second per cell, or try to eat a lot of blueberries and a lot of acai berries and take out a lower number? Just putting it out there. Last part that I want to draw here for you is you saw at the very end there that graph with something like this with green and blue, and what they were showing was that process that we all go through of oxidative stress increasing in the body. And really, oxidative stress equals disease. But by taking that one pill a day, this level of oxidative stress at any age was reduced to that of a young child. 40% in 30 days on average. Crazy. So what we have here and what Dr. Joe McCord discovered was spreading like wildfire, especially in the scientific community, because he was already well known for his discovery of free radicals and the biology behind it. Well, I want you to hear from his own mouth, Joe McCord, more about what this combination of herbs is doing and why all these universities such as Harvard, LSU, big names and scientists globally were so interested about this. So I'm going to play one more, not one more, I'm sorry, I do have a couple more, but video for you so you get to see that.
What some of those words mean. NRF2, NRF2, it's an abbreviation for something you don't even want to hear, but it's a long word. NRF2 is one of the key proteins in your body, in every cell in your body, that has the function of regulating your genome. Yeah, I said you have 25,000 genes that are expressed. NRF2 regulates about 2% of those, about 500 genes, some of which are turned up, some of which are turned down. You can think of every gene as having a dimmer switch, so just like the lights in your home, and you can turn them up gradually or down. It's not just on off, it's degrees. And NRF2 helps your body balance the expression, the regulation of all those 25,000 blueprints. How many copies do we need of this machine encoded by this blueprint? And NRF2 regulates that group, as I said, of 500 genes. They have something in common. They are termed generally survival genes, and they fall into three broad categories. Antioxidant enzymes, you've heard about superoxide dismutase catalase that protect you from oxidative stress. But another significant number of those genes are anti-inflammatory genes. They fight the process of inflammation in your body. And another group of them are anti-fibrotic genes. It means they fight the process of scar tissue formation. You might think scar formation is a good thing, and if you cut your skin, it is a good thing. It heals quickly and keeps you from getting infected, and it keeps you from losing blood, all good things. But in internal organs, in your lungs, scar tissue is deadly. It's called pulmonary fibrosis. It's untreatable, and it's fatal. If scar tissue occurs in your heart, it's called heart failure. It means your pump actually fails, and you will die of heart failure. So taken together, these things protect cells in your body when they're in stressful situations. It may be due to trauma, maybe due to aging, maybe due to disease processes. But that group of genes all have the same kind of dimmer switch, and NRF2 is the protein that can reach those dimmer switches and turn them up or down. So it's responsible for that. It's been called the master regulator of antioxidant gene expression.
Okay, the master regulator of gene expression. And if you didn't catch it, I'm just going to say this because I didn't the first 3 times or so. What we have in the combination of this little yellow pill is an activator of that NRF2 pathway that he was talking about in this video. Okay, so we, with our...
So how does that work in a cell?
I don't know why this is happening. There we go. Okay. So that NRF2 activation is activating those survival genes, which is just phenomenal because at every point in most people's life, or everybody that comes to the point of age 20, which we all do, that activation starts to decrease. And Washington State University did a study, and they came out with a summary of this study, and it basically said, as far as NRF2 activation goes, that it may be the most preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. So, again, huge. Now, I mentioned the universities, different scientists globally were wanting to also do their own third-party research on this product and discovery. So a lot has been happening over the past 10, 12 years. We now have 22 peer-reviewed published studies on PubMed.gov. Now, one of our most recent studies was done by the National Institute of Aging. And I am going to just share a very short clip with you that will show the outcome of that study. Okay. Great. I'm not sure why this keeps coming up, but thank you for your patience. And now, first of all, did you guys catch that? So we're not just extending life here, it's actually increasing the quality of life, which I think we all can agree that, I mean, can we ever get enough of that quality? I, for one, will say no. So this was really exciting to not just us, but a lot of people. And I want to share with you a couple testimonies so that you get the feeling of the culture, just to hopefully a taste, because it's a lot bigger than just me, myself, Sarah, and Melody, and Natalie. What we have here as a company, as a company in nutrigenomics is far beyond good luck. So I'll let you hear from a couple of our amazing leaders and peers. Maybe.
Caught me doing yard work, cleaning up for a long weekend. I'm a little dirty. I'm going to give you a business testimonial because I haven't had a job in over 4 years. I have time to spend it with the people I care the most about. I used to be a plumber. My background is construction. 6 years ago, as I was introduced to this opportunity and this product, I knew in my heart that there was something to this, and so I went to work and I followed the system that has led to many other people being successful, which is basically be the messenger and not the message. And by following this process, I've been able to retire at 38. Have a great weekend. Love you guys.
Okay, that was Heath, and we are very privileged to be working closely with him. And I want to introduce you to Rusty.
Hi, my name is Rusty Cottrell. I live in Kauai, Hawaii, and currently I'm a physical therapist. Been there for 36 years. And why LV? Well, I couldn't be more excited about an NRF2 activator and Pretend. And NRF2 activation in the scientific world is the latest and greatest. It's the most amazing thing. In fact, it's been purported that it may be the most extraordinary preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. I happen to believe that myself. I've taken it for 2 years. I've seen it change patients' lives. I've seen it change my wife's life. She had arrhythmias, heart palpitations, exercise-induced asthma-type symptoms, and they've been gone for 2 years now. It's been incredible. As far as a business, for me, I lost my retirement in 2008. and it has completely replaced, residually, it's replaced the income I would have had monthly based on the interest. So I'm pretty excited about this as a physical therapist. I couldn't be more excited than I am. Thank you.
All right, and one more, Miss Sarah Dooley.
My name is Sarah Dooley, and I live in Hawaii. I'm originally from Texas, where I worked as a school teacher and an admissions counselor. And I left my teaching job to be a stay-at-home paradise mom. But 2 years of that, I was really struggling, cried about not having enough to send gifts home to my family in the mainland, cried about not having enough money for nice quality groceries. We ate a lot of quinoa and black beans for a couple years. But that was fine. It was a sacrifice that we wanted to make. Honestly, it got to be a lot of pressure for us, though. And my husband looked at me one day and said, "Why don't you go back to work? You have a master's degree. Maybe, you know, you can help support the family." And I said, "You know what? Maybe I can have my cake and eat it too, and be a stay-at-home mom and build this part-time business." And let me tell you, 3.5 years later, it has given me a better sense of empowerment and a sense of helping others, more than it even did for me as a teacher, because I've seen so many lives affected, not to mention all the lives around me and people I never even knew, but also I'm able to meet my dream of being a stay-at-home mom and giving all that I can to my daughter. That was one of my personal dreams, and this business has made it possible. And I'm so passionate about helping moms, helping dads, helping people have whatever they want so that their dreams can come true. This is an excellent vehicle. It's worked for me, and it's working for the people that we've shared it with that said yes. So we hope that you'll join the team if this looks like a good fit for you, and I look forward to meeting you. Aloha.
Okay, so again, I share that just so that you can see, hopefully, that it changed a lot of lives. And lastly, with the products, we have the Pro Tandem that you've been hearing a lot about. Pro Tandem has a sister product that is actually our most recent product. It's called an NRF1 activator. And basically this pathway in our bodies addresses directly the mitochondria of our cells, which, if you remember going back to high school biology, that mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. So this is providing us so much energy and optimal function in our bodies, and these two together have an amazing synergistic effect as well. Now we have Axia, which is basically NRF2 activation for the brain, really addressing mental clarity and just that vigor that you need to get you up and going in your day. This has saved me from my 6 cups of coffee every day that I used to have thanks to working at Starbucks and taking full advantage of my benefits. I love this. Physique is our weight management system, and this is targeted. Its ingredients are very pure, very high quality, and it's really designed to target that visceral, or also known as toxic fat, in the innards and hard to get to areas, you know, like our thighs and our midsection, in a very clean and gentle way. So we have 4 pieces, as you can see. There's a cleanse that you can take with food, your regular diet. There's an amazing patented probiotic. It's like none other I have seen. Fat burn, also patented for its unique targeting of that, again, toxic fat. And then we have a protein shake that is so yummy. It's called vanilla, but I like to call it birthday cake because okay, now we have the true science, and this is NRF2 activation for our skin. So we're working on our cells at a cellular level, from the outside in as well as, of course, inside out. And this is working 4 layers deep on the epidermis to reverse the damage that our skin combats on a daily basis. It's huge. It goes way beyond cosmetics. Huge. Guys, all use this as well. It's amazing. Pet Tandem is NRF2 activation for our 4-legged friends, and if you can picture that number that really long one, 300 sextillion, well, imagine that times 7. And that's what our times 3, our four-legged friends are dealing with, which is why they have a shorter lifespan. So this, of course, is huge if you have that. Okay, that brings us to the end of health. And I'm just going to keep talking here while I try to figure out my screen. Next is the company and how we get paid, how we really work this as a business. And we're just going to share with you the skill set and system that we have learned. Okay, I'm going to start by okay. I'm going to start by drawing a couple more things for you. And as I do that, is it okay with you guys if I share this in a way that is relatable or familiar? Okay. Hopefully this is being recorded with my voice. We'll see. Great. So have you ever been to a movie? Moviegoers? Okay, perfect. Well, let's pretend that we're all really excited to see a certain movie. We jump in the car together, and on the way there, we all talk about everything that we're looking forward to, about the plot, and the actors that are involved. But we also come to the decision that we're all going to stay faithful to our financial goals for the month. We're just going to focus on the movie. We're not going to get distracted by the snacks from the concession stand on the way in. So we get to the theater, we purchase our tickets, we go through that turnstile, are on the way to the movie theater when, despite our good intentions, we get pulled into the line of snacks by that wonderful aroma of buttered popcorn and the sound of crackling soda being poured. And we all walk away with a huge tub of popcorn, maybe a soda to go along with it. We head into the theater, sit down in our comfy chairs, lean back, and because of the screens these days, they're huge, right? Well, it feels like we're right there in the midst of the chaos, when the Titanic was sinking, let's say. And Celine Dion is singing really high and beautifully, and we are just lost in the moment of this story. Well, we have a wonderful time. We walk away and say our goodbyes and great experience. Come the week, and we're all at work, we get asked, hey, what did you guys do this weekend? And I say, we went to see Titanic. It was amazing. Celine Dion is really high, everybody dies. Good movie. You should go see it. Well, out of that group of our coworkers, 3 or 4 never goes to see the movie, and they're not going to waste their time on it. But they are, happy for us. But the other 3 or 4, between all of them, they decide to check it out. And they go to the theater, and same thing happens. They're just going to see the movie because they heard from us it was so great, but they also have financial goals. And sure enough, they get pulled into line, end up spending a whole hunk of a lot more change than expected. At the end of the week, the Ticketmaster is going through the list of all the transactions and notices that a lot of these transactions are tied back to your name. And they say, wow, this is really great. We appreciate her service, and go on with their day. Or her word of mouth. And I have good and bad news. The bad news is our local cinemas probably aren't going to be taking on a way to reward us for that recommendation or referral, right? But the good news is that's as simple as it can be in network marketing. That's really what we do. We share something that we can get excited about, that we can feel confident and stand behind, that has added value to our life with the people that we care about. And so with LifeVantage, we have a few different components. And I'm going to represent those components here with a tree. This is the roots. These are the roots. The roots represent LifeVantage and everything that they take care of. They take care of customer service, housing of our product, shipping and handling, quality assurance, fun things like that, that at least myself, in starting up a business, these would all be things that I wouldn't want to have to worry about. And they do a phenomenal job of it. We also have a CEO that sits on the board of directors for the nation as far as looking out for compliance. So when it comes to the longevity of our company and anything that could come up in regards to being shut down or compliance issues, we are on the top, cutting edge of keeping ourselves good and in green. That's something that I really appreciate. They also do some really neat things, like we recently partnered with Real Salt Lake, and so we are their Jersey Front sponsors, and because of that, our company name has gotten out on things like Xbox or the side of Pepsi cans globally, and that's really fun. It's been a great partnership, and also just says a lot about our future as a company. The trunk of this tree represents the system and our team, which is myself, Sarah, Natalie, Melody, and we are all here to support everybody that comes in and joins this organization. And we have a system to plug into that's been proven, simple, and something that everybody can learn how to do with just a little bit of entrepreneurial spirit and coachability. Now, here's you. Let's say you decide to get started, and this tree represents your business. So it starts out with you, and that's okay. We're all, as your team, here to support you, and we use a 3-step system to help fill out this tree. That 3-step system all revolves around 4 letters, and those 4 letters are DTST. And DTST stands for do the same thing. So we teach you this 3-step system. The first part of it is in writing. The second is sharing the information. And the third is collect decisions. All right? So we teach you and do these 3 steps with you over and over again. And then we help the people that see it the same way that you do and can get excited about what we have here. We help them do the same thing. And then we work with you to teach their people to do the same thing. You see this pattern? It's very simple, but we do it over and over again. And eventually, your tree begins to fill out. Okay? Now, for those of us that maybe might not be so creative, obviously I have some artistic challenges, but let's look at this in numbers, in way of numbers. So again, it starts with you, and our goal is to immediately make your investment back. And so we want to find 2 people, ideally your first month, that see it the same way that you do. And the next month we would find 2 people that those 2 people do that also see it the same way. We find from that 4, we find 2 for each of them, and numbers are not my strong suit. Each month, this number is increased. And I'm going to round down here for easy math. But I want you to see that as this is growing, this isn't meaning that you have to know 250 people. You do not have to know 500 or 1,000, 2,000, or even 4,000. We all know a couple people who know a couple people. And we can each teach them. Very simple steps, yes? So that's really what we do. And the beauty of this at the end of 12 months is that you have 4,000 people in your tree doing the same thing, creating that residual income that's going into your bank account, whether you are working or not, at the end of 12 months. Okay, now I have a question for you. How often do our plans work out exactly the way that we imagine them in real life? Hardly never, right? We'll just say never. So let's apply an 80% failure rate to this beautiful tree here, 4,000 people. So if we failed 80% of the time, that would mean that at the end of 12 months, we would, rather than 4,000 people, we would have 800 people in our tree. Yes? Okay. So we would take that 4,000 and multiply it by 20% and get 800. And now, out of that 800 people in your tree, each of them are going to want to use these products. We all are wanting to participate in the benefits that these products are making happen in our bodies, right? And we want our families to partake in that as well. So you're going to have a lot of different situations in this 800, but let's take an average and say that each of these 800 people are consuming $100 of our products every month. Okay? And so at the end of a month, you would have $80,000 going through your tree. Not bad, huh? And our company recognizes your efforts in connecting all these 800 people with the products of the company. And so they reward you. We get paid in a lot of different ways, 6 to be exact. There's the residual compensation, which we're going over here in this example, but we also get fast start money, which you get paid once a week. You get rewarded for and recognized for your extra efforts in helping these people and not just leaving them to fend for themselves. So there's multiple ways here, but again, we're going to focus on that residual aspect. So we can get paid on anywhere between 2 and 9% commissions. And so let's again take an average and get 5% on that $80,000 going through your tree on a monthly basis. And that would mean $4,000 would be coming back to you every month. And let me just point out one last time, that's after 1 year of helping a couple people, find a couple people, and doing the same thing. All right, that's how we work, and that concludes our presentation. And I am just going to share with you 5 different categories that we find, between the two of us, we have a combined 6 years experience in network marketing. And we find that everybody falls into one of these 5 categories. So I'm going to list those, and if you guys would each find where you feel most connected to, and then let the person who invited you here today know which category you're in. Again, that is so appreciated, and we promise to not convince you that you are in another category. We will respect that decision. So the first category is the person who sees this as an excellent business opportunity and wants to take it on part-time and make an extra $1,000 to $2,000 every month residually, and can commit, a few hours every week. And if that is you, we welcome you to the team, and we'll get started with you right away in making a change and helping you shift from that first timeline to the second. The second category is a unique one, very probably aren't actually here in the meeting anymore, because none of it really jives with them. You know, for whatever reason, they don't want to better their health, and business just isn't their deal. And we respect that as well. That's okay. The third category is the person that sees the health aspect, sees this technology and realizes that, wow, extending life, increasing the quality of life, yeah, I will take some of that. I want to get started on the products right away, and also share this with my family if that applies. And if that is you, then we will also help you get started and getting those benefits happening in your life. And I know that I can speak for all of us when I say that we are really excited for you to experience that, because we know that it works. The fourth category is the category I found myself in. Everything sounded so exciting and good. I really appreciated the culture that I saw. I saw this in person, and the people that made up this company had a high level of integrity, and they wanted to be somewhere different. They wanted a change, and they weren't settling for traditional business, and that meant a lot to me. But I had questions, and the person who introduced this to me gave me the time and was very patient in answering all those questions, connecting me with the resources that I needed to have my questions answered and feel good about moving forward in my decision. So if that is you, we promise to pass along that same support and get you all the answers and resources that you need to move forward. Now, I'm sorry, I almost forgot the fifth category. This is a category that's also very rare, but when you find these people, they are the type, gosh, that they just see the whole picture. They want to jump in with both feet, hit the ground running. They recognize that this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, that we have something that nobody else has. And, you know, usually it's the type of person that's been in network marketing before and, you know, just knows that there's not a lot of this out there. So they want to jump right on it. And if that is you, we will put on our racing shoes and run right along with you and get you started. That concludes our time for today. Thank you again so much for following through with what you said you would do. And I hope to meet and see all of you again in the near future.